I want to go over a few tips and tricks that I've discovered and found out and like to share. So first of all, when you start the game, I'd say go down to System and go through your different options. And some of these you may not know or understand what to do or how they work. But I would say ultimately you'll definitely want to put custom controls on so you can set the buttons to how you want them to be. And at first you won't know which buttons you use more often and which buttons you use less, or what they all do, and you won't even have everything possible unlocked yet and available to you. But ultimately, just keep that in mind. You will want to have a custom setup for your buttons. And I am playing this on the Xbox One X, and I'm running this game from the disc. So for anyone who's wondering how this game performs on Xbox One X from the disc, overall I have to say I don't have any lagging or stuttering issues. The load times are certainly reasonable, and certainly for the size of this game, which you can't fully see or grasp when you very first start the game, but it is an extremely large game. Alright, so overall, I would say get used to the controls, which buttons do what type of action. Like anyone who's new to this style of game, don't feel bad if you fumble the controls a lot and accidentally push the wrong button or accidentally use multiple of your healing potions or such. It definitely will happen. It happened to me a lot. My friend, he just started the game and I was telling him the same things. Like, it's just part of it. But as far as general gameplay things go, as you play the game and do different things, you will receive in your inventory, I'm going to hit left bumper, under the info tab, you can go down here and then I'm going to push X. Again, I'm using custom controls, so it may be different on your controls, but you can examine all of the little help informations that you get throughout the game. And at first you'll definitely want to look over these and read over these, and I know in the moment you just want to play the game and figure it out for yourself, maybe, or experience it for yourself. But this is an important thing to know about very specific things, as well as there's various information on the load screens. There's lots of videos in general. This one here about holding a weapon with both hands, it can be for a dagger, it can be for a bow, it can be for a sword, anything really, a shield. But this is an important aspect, and it's a little strange to get used to, but again, once you have your controls set up the way you want them to be, you'll become accustomed to changing that around. And then again, just like on the D-pad, so I can either, okay, because I'm in the round table hold, you cannot do all the combat actions, since there's NPCs here that you need to talk to. Some interesting fun things I would say are some of the anime inspired, seemingly inspired characters and character names. So this guy here is D, Hunter of the Dead, which I think it means Vampire Hunter D. There's other things such as from the manga Berserk, there's a character in here that kind of looks like that on one of the load screens. This guy here will teach you different, what are called incantations. They're basically like you'd say buffs or enhancements or boosts to your character or certain moves. So those are an important thing that I like to use for this character. And some of the NPC characters, like with her, you'll have to meet her, Roderica, out in the world first, and then talk to her several times. Then she'll be here, and then you'll have to talk to her, and then talk to the blacksmith guy, and then she'll become a spirit tuner. So that's another important thing I would say is talking to characters multiple times, and then leaving the area, and then coming back to the area. So that you can get the game's state to progress with what the characters do and say and where they need to be and such. So I haven't explored all of the world in the game yet, but over here is called the first step. That's where everyone starts out at. So again, this is just made for general players of the game. Maybe you're a new player, maybe there's something that you've been playing for a while but you have, I guess, certain questions about. There's lots of items in this game, lots of equipment. The main thing to think about the equipment that you have on your character is the weight, and the important thing to remember about that is that it is only the weight of the items you have equipped to your character, not how many items you have in your total inventory, say like other games. You can carry like 100 swords in this game. It's only going to weigh you the amount that you have on your character. So at the bottom right side of the screen it says equip load. Heavy load, that means whenever my character rolls around, it's not the same as it would be for medium or light. So I can show you what those would look like. And you'll see the number decrease on the right side as I remove some of these items. I don't think certain things like arrows matter to your weight. So now my character has a medium weight load. You can definitely see and feel a difference. And I think with how quickly you swing the weapons, it matters. In addition to that, each weapon and weapon type has different animation speeds. So even if you're heavy, you can use, say, a dagger faster than you can a sword or an axe. And then if I change the other equipment on my character, let's see, so now he still has a medium. Right now he has light. There's definitely a difference here. So again, that's just something important to remember. So if I go with, start out as the bandit class, and that's going to put me into medium. Okay. But so the dagger, it's already fast. So that's just kind of how that works. And you can increase this through your stats. And I would say at certain times, if you're going into like a boss fight or such, it's fine to have your character heavy load on their best armor and your strongest weapons. So this one only weighs 2, this one weighs 10. It's a big difference. You can still put on, let's see, different shields. I like the turtle shell. But again, if I'm going into a boss fight, I'm just going to load up on the very best equipment that I have. And as far as equipment and items, you do find some things around the world, but other things it drops from the enemies. And there are times where you can go to certain places and you can just watch a battle unfold. So we're going to go see one of those places now. And this one I was just riding around the world. Initially, level 5, I think my character started out at. And I happened to get to this other area around level 10, I think. Maybe less than level 10. But I like to go and explore the area first, unlock all the quick travel sites of grace. That way in the future, if I have a quest or something to do or somewhere to go, I'll know the name of it and I'll know where it is that I can travel to. And speaking of that, I'll show you an important way to like find your way around the world as per locations or what people are talking about. So I want to hit I'm going to call it the select button, but it's not the select button anymore on Xbox. This button, I want to push Y button. At the bottom it says Sites of Grace. It'll be whatever on your controller with your system. But here you can see the names in a long list. So if there's somewhere that you're trying to go that a character mentions, or they say, oh, it's near the such and such place, you can use this to sort through everywhere that you have found so far. Also, if you're watching a video where someone says, oh, an item is wherever, so say this isolated merchant shack, well, you won't know at first where it is, but if you try to find it again after visiting it and unlocking the site of grace there, then you'll be able to quickly get back there. So that's an important thing. And from here I can push the X button, go to round table hold. That's the way you can avoid having to like back out your map and then go over here and click on it there. So that's an important thing. And again, just the passive combat. And at nighttime you can gain more experience points. If you see a lot of golden leaves on your screen, there'll be a special icon underneath the upper left hand corner of your health bar, FP bar, and your stamina bar, as well as this item here. It boosts item discovery, so even in passive combat, say the soldiers are getting defeated by some creatures or whatever, there's a higher chance that they will drop items when they get defeated. And this item here, it boosts the amount of runes that you get. And you can combine that with that environmental boost at nighttime that happens. I'm assuming in the game's time, it's like a midnight thing. But this is where I've gone to go and to level up. And again, it's a non-combat. And if at first the controls are pretty difficult, you can go around and find those little glowing blue skulls and just pick up all those golden runes. Those are the same as experience points and money to buy things. So I personally like to save those because you can never lose those, and that's another important thing. Your runes can go away, but your items, you always keep those. Even if you get defeated by an enemy, like right whenever you pick up the item or something like that, you still keep it. And that's where I would say the most important mindset to be in is like, even if my guy dies, that's fine to me because I only have 821 runes. It's not a big loss ultimately. So be in the mindset of either you're gathering runes and you don't want to die and you're just trying to level up. Therefore, if you see an item that's like, oh, that looks pretty interesting, maybe I should try to go over there past those enemies, I would say don't do that. Just focus on a way that you like to gather runes safely, store those up, level up, spend them like that, and then whenever you don't have very many runes to lose, then tell yourself, okay, I'm in the mindset of gathering items and exploration now. That way, if you die, you're not going to be like too upset about it. It's like, okay, it's okay. Just respawn, reload. Now I'm going to try to go over here. Now I'm going to try to get that item a second time and stuff like that. So overall, those are my basic tips of this game. I know a lot of people are playing it. People either like it or they don't like it. I understand that. But hopefully these tips will help you. And I hope you have a good time with the video and a good safe day. Thank you very much. Bye.